Okay, so how would it feel to bring in $8,000 in retail sales in one day? And what if I told you that those sales were all pre-orders, so your cash is not getting tied up on those shelves? Pretty amazing, right? And the most amazing part is that the prep for this pre-sale only took about 5 hours. Well, that is exactly what Emilie, who is one of our Addo certified coaches here at Addo Aesthetics, she did this in her spa. She's done these mini events and retail events multiple times, and she is joining me today to share with you exactly how she did it. So yes, Em is a coach here with us. She is also a licensed esthetician with over 10 years of industry experience. She has a spa called the Meta Esthétique. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. She is French Canadian. That is a brick and mortar spa. It's actually been in operation for 40 plus years. Her mom started it and she took it over, which is incredible. In her spa, Em is very focused on membership, and she's absolutely an expert at client retention, loyalty, and the treatment plan approach. She has really mastered this skill of mini events and has successfully launched a private label line. So when you listen to this episode, I mean, my mind was blown just talking to her. If you're already coaching with Em, I want you to bring this up with her on your next call because it's such a powerful, no-brainer way to boost your profits. And if you're not coaching with Em yet, but you want to, we've got a link at the bottom of this episode where you can learn more, you can purchase a call, and get a call booked with her. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in to all the good stuff, and best of luck when you launch this retail promo in your spa. Well, hey, Em.
Hello.
I love having the team on the show.
It's fun.
It is fun. And we're having you on today. I mean, yes, of course, you are a coach on our team. You've been a coach on our team for quite some time now, but you also operate a med spa. And that spa has been in operation for 40 plus years now. Your mom started it, legacy business, which is probably like a whole episode in itself of how cool that is. I love hearing that. And we've heard from a few of the members in our community that, yes, they also have legacy businesses, which is just special. But we're bringing you on today because you kind of took this concept of mini events and have run with it. And I know like this whole idea of operating your business with ease and not having the time or space to, and I don't mean physical space, I mean like mental and emotional space, to have a huge event because you know me, like I need like some prep to get in front of people because it really takes a lot of energy, you know?
It is. Yeah.
And when you're seeing patients in the day-to-day and you get event hangover. I mean, I don't know another word for it. So we kind of got really excited about this concept of mini events. We kind of worked through it, you know, in Growth Factor and had talked about it. And you kind of took it and developed it in your own way that works for your business. And in the past 2 years, you've generated $150,000 of mini events. From mini events.
From mini events.
Which is amazing. And the one that we're going to talk about specifically today is a retail launch. You recently did $8,000 in one day of retail sales. It's important not to mix, you know, service and retail, but this took you about 5 hours to.
Yeah. I would say,
tell everybody.
Yeah. So I would say, so this was just to give like a little bit of a background to the story. We have private label since May this year. So May 2024, we launched our first product back in May. We did an in-person event. It was great. And now we came out with our second one. So for myself, again, like we said, sometimes you just don't have the mental space to have people in your space, and it takes a lot of time to prep an in-person event. So for the launch of the second product, I decided to do a virtual online event, which all in all, once I knew I was going to do it, probably took me about 5 hours of prep. I only used organic marketing because it works for us. So I know that's not for everyone, but for me, that's how it works. And I was able to successfully launch Cashmere, which is our serum. And I am still sold out to this day in pre-orders because I keep ordering stocks, but I keep selling it because it's just working. Like,
Okay, so let's first talk about. I think it's important to distinguish the two. The in person,
yes.
that was a peel, right? Or was
Yeah,
that
but it was the physical product though. So
Okay.
it was still a retail event, but I got people in to try the peel on their hands. I didn't do a peel party that way, but it was
Okay.
focused around retail, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much did you do at that in-person event?
I think we did I'm gonna say 5.
Around
I think
5,000.
we did 5,000 or
Which is
something
great.
like that. Which is great.
great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then, okay, time goes on. You're busy,
Mm.
busy, busy. It's in busy season. You're in the
Yes.
treatment room.
Yep.
Just don't have the
don't have the
mental
time.
capacity,
No.
the space to
No.
be able to host an event.
No.
So you say,
exactly.
okay, well, we're going to launch this virtually. And I think
Yes.
that this is such a creative way too, because retail is the thing. Like, 2020's been, see, 2020. I'm like, it's like subconscious. 2024 has been a challenging year. And when we were in 2020, all of that we don't ever want to go back to, retail was the thing that really pulled us through. And when there's fear of recession or inflationary issues or, insert whatever thing that is causing kind of a constriction, people still buy retail. Always buy retail. So it is such an important part, such an important vertical of any spa to make sure that you have products that align. Now, as you've kind of, obviously you guys have been in operation for 40 plus years. I think that really does. I know even the spas that have been in business 20 years, they do so much more organically. You just do, you're an establishment, you've been there for a specific period of time. People know you in the community.
Yeah. You have their clientele.
There's people that just go there because you've always been there. And that's great. I do think that, and I'm always curious, like, what if you did 8,000 with this, what would happen?
I know.
I mean, 8,000 is still in retail, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. And like I said, no labor required post sale. So it's a physical product. They pick it up. It's like online shopping, and you don't have to do the treatment. There's no time in the treatment room. So it's added income basically on top of your treatments. So it doesn't matter if you're busy and you're 100% booked. This is still something you can do if you have the right point of sale system and you know how to, do your marketing. It's a no-brainer.
Okay, so let's talk about the marketing.
Yeah.
How are you creating FOMO? How are you getting the word out about this new product? Like, what is your timeline that you're educating? Walk me through that process.
So I'm someone probably kind of like you. I'm very type A. I like to prep my things in advance. I like to
find one another.
Right. Yeah. I like to sprinkle the teas way in advance. Like I'm just that person, right? So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, we're going to do this in October, but I'm thinking about it in late August, September, right? So when I'm seeing clients in the practice, I'm already, just so you know, our new product is coming out, but it's only in October. I'm not saying anything. It's talking about it.
In marketing, we call that seeding.
Seeding. So, there you go.
Yes. Yep.
You're seeding the word, even in the emails, because I always do emails with the spa. I try to just do okay, remember in October we have something coming. Like there's the seeding that I always do very much in advance. But when I'm really fully into the 4 weeks or 3 weeks before, that's when I do more action related things. So I'll just be super clear about this is the logistics of the event. So I'll be like, this is happening. We have a new product coming out. I educate, always bring more value, obviously, to what I'm selling. And then I do my social posts. I basically I do what Addo recommends, I just do
The 333.
the 333, the reels, the social
Three
posts,
reels, three feed posts,
stories.
3 stories,
Yeah.
3 times a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 3 weeks prior.
I go
guess it's
fully
three,
into
three,
it.
three, 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 three.
The 33333. That's what I do. And I think I think every event I usually do this, but I do pre-sales. So I have my lists ready to go and I just tell my best clients, my VIPs, I'm like, listen, this is going to sell out. So I want you to tell me what you need because this is a retail event. So obviously, inventory, things like that. I like to be prepared and it works for my clientele. I just tell them, this is happening. Can you give me your list in advance? This will guarantee you XYZ in sales. And I have their sales done for the day. Like I just I don't know how to call it, pre-sell, pre-list.
Yeah, you're pre-selling. So
Yeah.
of that 5 hours that it takes you to prep, are you including in there the pulling of the list, because are you calling them? Are you talking to them when they're coming in to receive their services?
So because I have membership and clients come in every month, I tell them like the month before when they come in. Okay. So I do face to face. And if for some reason I do have clients that are not on the membership and only come seasonally, but I reach out to them. I just either call or email.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. So you're kind of multitasking. They're coming in for the service. It's something that you're talking about. Are you doing any type of shelf talkers or loop videos or anything like that in the spa?
So this is the fun, I've been around for a long time. So, sometimes I do things differently, but the funny story is I made the private label product a good 2 months ahead of time. And I still didn't have it physically in the spa until the day of the event. So
yeah, that's great.
I was like, oh my God, like, it's fine. I'm still going to sell my stuff. It's okay. So I had to be creative to like show a mock-up of the product online in the reels and all of that. So literally I had nothing on my shelf in terms of visual, but I know that's not like a traditional way of doing it, but I had to figure something out.
Launch because it alleviates the cash flow problem.
Yes.
So, it's a big risk to say, I think I'm going to sell. Well, at our first event, we sold 5,000. So maybe I'll buy $5,000 worth of product. And then you get into the point where it's like, oh, shoot, I'm sold out. Right. And then that's not a great feeling. It's kind of like And so if everybody is a pre-order, you can make the size of order that you need and then get whatever additional you need for the shelf. But that's already sold. Now, I'm assuming that you were able to test and feel and play with.
Oh my gosh, like 6 months ago. Okay. I already knew the formulation was good. We loved it. We used it ourselves. So I knew it was fine. I didn't have an issue with that.
So you could talk about it. It was just, you didn't have it in your hand to be able to do the reels or to show the kind of like in-person shots and all of that. My
graphic design skills came in. So I had to do the mock-up on Canva of it and it looks the same. So I just, I was like, all right, good job.
Okay. So you do this initial launch event, you get the 8,000. Now, how are you continuing to promote this product? Was the timing of it, you're in Canada, so there's obviously pretty strong seasonal changes and yes. You're going to need to adjust your skincare regimen as the weather changes. We need more hydration, all of those things. So was this timed kind of accordingly to go with that?
It was, because the cashmere is kind of like this it feels like a seal of hydration on the skin. So throwing it in the middle of humid July would have not been the best idea. And we had the formulation back in the spring. So I knew that this was going to be a nice fall slash winter product. And a lot of my clients have mature skin, so I'm sure it's going to be an all year round thing for them. So, but the launch specifically, I was like, this is going to be a fall thing for sure. Because, yeah, the weather does affect.
And tell me how you are kind of managing your inventory with, because I know you guys in general have kind of leaned into this pre-order as
Yeah.
a way to kind of manage your cash.
Inventory and
right?
cash flow. And cash
Yeah.
flow, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
tell me how you go about that. Like, are you just, do you have anything that normally sits on your shelves, or is it all pre-order? Or tell me
No. I have retail shelves. I do. Like I have quite a bit of my best sellers. I know what sells. I know what works.
I've seen them, but I want.
I know you've seen them.
everybody.
I know. I mean, my mentality is if you online shop, you don't have the physical product right away anyway. So why would I stop myself from selling something that my client needs that I know I can just order if I don't have it on my shelf? Like, why? I know it's not like you like to walk out with your product, but if I know it's the perfect product and I just happen to be sold out of it, I'm just going to make them pay, pre-sell it, order it for them. They have it 3 days later. So,
And are you guys shipping it directly to their house? Or are they picking it up?
we can. We offer it. Shipping's a little different in Canada than the US. You guys have like very cheap shipping rates. Canada is just insane to ship everything around. So clients usually are very understanding of like, don't worry, I'll just pick it up at my next appointment. I'll just pop in. It's fine. Or I offer to ship it to them if they live far. So
You Canadians are so nice.
I know.
Okay, so talk to me about the person that is like, okay, I'm intrigued. I love this idea of doing events with ease. Maybe
Yes.
they're a solo and they're like, maybe they're in a solo suite and they're just like,
I can't have an event.
I can't have an event. Like even though there's been plenty of people that have done it in a solo suite, it's still like, if that's a block for them and they need to do something like, this is such a great way to kind of test out. What kind of skills do you think they would need to have? Obviously, like, you have to be comfortable asking for the sale.
Yes. I think mindset is going to be a big one because I feel like when we talk about retail, a lot of providers are comfortable talking about treatments because it's just natural to them. But when we talk about retail sales, a lot of them get overwhelmed, and it's a mindset thing that
Right. There's money blocks around retail
there's
sales,
money
but not
blocks.
as much around the treatments.
Exactly, because usually treatments are way more expensive than products in a way, you know? So for me, it's never been, I've never thought of retail that way. For me, it's like I'm offering you something that can treat you and give you more results at home. So why would I not tell you about it? You know? So for that, if someone's listening right now and they're a solo, they're super busy, they don't talk about retail when they know they should, or they have a busy practice that providers are all booked up, but they don't have good sales, this would be a great way to test out the retail
We can get some
situation.
extra cash. And
Exactly.
I think, in general, it's great to kind of build this strong retail vertical in your company. It's going to be a win-win situation, but especially now, if you have clients or patients that are like, oh, I have to go to quarterly, or I have to go, like, I'm not coming in as frequently. I've got to cut back. I've got to whatever. Like, this is a way to serve them where they're at, to support them, to stay top of mind so that when they're ready to come back, which I don't think will be that long, then, you're still like, they're not going to feel bad or not going to feel like, like, oh, is it okay if I go back? Or, like it's such a strange thing because of course we want to see them, but like, think about when you go to a hair person, like if you haven't been in forever or it's like,
The shame.
The shame, right? It's like, let's get rid of the shame. Let's get rid of the shame. And hey, we're happy to help you wherever you're at.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, I think retail, like, you know how we always talk about you should never put your eggs in one basket. You should never have
Yes.
just one stream of revenue. Well, in
100%.
spa, you've got treatments and you've got retail, and retail can expand to having e-com as well, you know, like, which is
100%.
a whole different, it's
Private label.
private label, you know,
There's so many, I mean, even education, there's a lot of
yeah.
estheticians that are getting into education.
Mhm.
There's even like, I've seen a lot of estheticians that are doing workshops out of their spas, like hands-on workshops.
Mhm.
It's all good. Like I celebrate all of that because I think that, again, there's more than enough for everybody. And it's so important to figure out what you desire, what you're called to do, and not have all your eggs in one basket. Because I mean, we saw even with a different example when they had the iOS 14 updates a couple
Oh
of years
yeah.
ago, and like everybody's traffic just stopped.
Yep.
You know, everybody's emails that were doing emails, they're like, I have no idea what this data is even telling me anymore. Thanks, Apple, you know? And so it's like, if you had all your eggs in that basket, then you're starting from zero. But if you've got revenue coming from here, and I even would argue, or propose, I guess, that your events can be a stream of revenue.
Absolutely.
You
Yep.
know, by
Mhm.
having this, like, okay, well, I'm seeing my patients. That's that's the foundational, right?
Yeah.
But I've got membership and I've got events and I've got e-com and I've got, you know, all of these different ways that I can reach people and generate revenue. It's not just me sitting in the treatment room doing services.
Exactly. Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
I feel like we should probably it would be nice to give like a simple walkthrough of how someone could listen to this and apply it to a retail launch.
Oh, you're so smart.
Well, yeah, I mean, people are listening to get
We
tips
want
and
it,
tricks, right?
right? Okay. So walk them through the whole process.
Okay, so you can do this if you have private label is great because you can just make up your own product and launch it. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it would be if you bringing in a new product line, that could be another way of doing it. Or if there's a new product that is coming out in a current line that you have now.
You did this with Environ.
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been doing this for a while, so I
Okay.
like retail events. I think they're really fun, but I did do this with Environ. I did. So you gotta just pick one of these to make this work. Once you know what your offer is, we're gonna make like a tier offer situation. So I like to kind of give options because not everyone's gonna just have one offer. It's nice to have, if you buy more, you save more, right? So the way I did it is that they had to buy, cashmere to get access to the deals. So example, first tier was you buy one product, the cashmere, and then you get another product, whatever it is, you get 10%. All right, that's simple. Another one, you buy cashmere, you buy two products, you get 15%. And then you buy cashmere, you buy three or more, you get 20%. So you do like a tiered offer. So people, when they buy more, they get a better deal, which makes sense.
And by the way, people that buy 3 or more products have a 90% likelihood of coming in for a service.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the offer that you can make. It's super easy, super straightforward. And then what you can do on top of it, which I always do, you do a fast action bonus or you just offer them, I always do this, first 10 people that buy X amount of money. So I think it was 250, I think, or 299. I don't remember what my threshold was, but the first 10 people that bought 299 worth of retail, they got a mystery bag worth $75 of value. And it was a mystery bag. So they didn't know what was in it, but it's fun. It's extra stuff.
And what did you put in your mystery bag? Samples?
Oh gosh, I had travel sizes, I had sheet masks, I had bath bombs, And I had a really nice makeup bag. Like it was a very luxurious makeup bag that everything was in. And people loved it.
Yeah, I
So
mean, it's going back to like the Clinique marketing, right? That you
yeah,
just, when you were like a teenager, it didn't matter what you bought, you just needed the bag. You just,
exactly. Yeah,
I'll buy whatever you need as long as I get that bag.
exactly. Yeah. So that can be your offers. And then for you to make it successful, all you need is a proper way of passing invoices. So either you have an online shop that's already set up but I know sometimes a lot of people don't have it. So
Are
you
you
can
doing this through Mingo Mint? Are you doing this through Shopify?
Yep. So the way that I have both. I have an online store and I also have Mango Mint. And for me, it was just easier to get my lists in advance and pass it everything in Mango Mint.
Mhm.
Just because in Shopify, doing the tier was kind of a tech situation. And for me, if my hairdresser would say, "Hey, Emilie, I'm having an event and we're having 50% off everything. And would you like to take advantage?" Sure. What do you need? I'll just pass it on your card and reserve everything for you. How does it make you feel as a client?
Ease.
Like you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't even have to put it in my schedule. She's going to do it all.
Mhm.
So on your end, you're just like, ching, ching, ching. You're just passing the invoices and it's easy.
And are you creating, how specifically are you doing that in Mango Mint? Because I know people have
Yeah.
asked about different, like
Mhm.
discounting different levels or like how, how are you setting this up?
It's gonna be a manual situation. So you're just gonna do your invoice. You're gonna put the products that the client is buying, and then you're manually gonna go in, and there's like a little button that you can press that says like change the price, and then you type in the discount. So 10, 15, or 20. You're just gonna have to go in on each product to do that.
You
But
know they launched coupons. Was this event
oh,
before the episode that we did with Daniel? He said they're coming out before Black Friday.
oh, this was way before.
Way before. Yeah.
Yeah, way before. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a manual person, so I just did it manually, but it works. It's fine. It's not like you have 10,000 people in front of you at reception. You just do
Right.
it, right? So it's fine. So with Mango Mint, it's easy. Credit card on file, great. It's
Love
easy.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Mhm.
Love it.
Mhm.
And so were there any differences um, in your offer? I mean, probably in your margin in doing this with a private label
Of course.
versus.
Yeah, margins are better for sure. Um, I don't necessarily want to talk margins because if clients listen to this, I don't,
No, we
you
don't
know.
have to talk margins.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But
No,
yeah,
but
I
I'm
mean, I
just
think,
saying in
yeah,
general, like
in
there's.
general, everyone knows that, like Environ margins are going to be different than private label margins for sure.
Right.
So, and yes, better margins.
And rightfully so, because you're taking the place of all of that work that the
Exactly.
brand is doing. You're just
Exactly.
fulfilling a different role. So it's
Mhm.
not like, oh, this is the easy way out. There's a lot of additional
Oh my,
marketing
yes.
and branding and packaging and all of those things that are filled with your time.
Yes.
So, you're just fulfilling a different role.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? I think that's a great step by step. I love the offer.
Mhm.
Love that you have continually done this. I think it's such an inspiration to generate, more than six figures through these mini events
Mhm.
and especially like, so right now in your practice, it's just you as the provider, right?
Yeah.
So like having
Mhm.
just you, like
That's
I,
why I
I
was
want you
like, I
guys to
can't.
know what is possible
It's
so if you're
possible.
a solo, if you're like these numbers are available to you,
Hmm.
don't let your current situation, or if you just are thrilled being a solo and that's how you're the happiest, don't look at that as a limitation to what is possible for you. Um, you obviously have a team of people around you supporting you,
I
helping
have
you with
support.
administrative and all of
Yes.
those types of things, which I think is extremely important. But
Yes.
as a provider, like you're the one in the room doing the treatments.
Yep.
So I think that is just a great bit of inspiration to know what is possible for you.
Mhm. Yep. You took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to end it with, hey, if you're really busy and you don't have time to do this and you always block your mind, I can't do an event because I'm booked out and I don't have time, get that out of your head, because that's where I am right now. And I was able to do this with a few hours of work. And the sales are still coming in. So it's great.
I love it. All right. Thanks, Em. And of course, for all of you listening, if you want to know more about this, you can connect with Em. She does our one-on-one coaching. She's doing some events across the country with us this year. So super excited about that. We'll have all the links below this episode, and give it a try. Give it a whirl.